efficiency. Now, they present solar energy applications emerged with the water sector, acting as a direct solution for the water scarcity which Egypt is currently facing.
Yes, Nancy, with the fuel and diesel price inflation, this is a critical issue for most healthy, drinkable water seekers in rural areas, coastal cities and remote areas as well. And today we'll be honored to be having Dina Mosslama, Faculty of Engineering at Halwan University, a student at the Faculty of Engineering, and we'll be telling more about this project. Hello, Dina.
Okay, first I want to highlight that it was my graduation project. I'm a fresh grad from Halwan University, as you just mentioned, and it was the first project in our faculty related to the renewable energy and solar energy in particular. We were thinking of having an application for solar energy equipment, and we thought about the problem of water scarcity in Egypt, and that Egypt was mentioned to be the eighth country all over the world facing extreme risk for fresh water source. So we were just thinking of an integration between both problems to have a solution for them, and that was our project.
Okay, well, how did the idea come about? I mean, what made it all, come together? What was the main idea that sparked it for you?
Actually, we were thinking of having a solution for water scarcity, but before this, we were thinking about a project, graduation project, just like all engineers were thinking of graduation project, normal project. But for us, we were thinking of a unique solution with a unique project using solar energy, and especially solving a problem in solar energy, to be an application for solar energy, not only solving a normal problem in Egypt.
But you mentioned, Dina, as well, that Egypt is among the countries which is facing water scarcity.
Yes.
How is that possible with the Nile behind us?
Actually, the Nile behind us now, it's not a fresh water, drinkable water. It's called now brackish water, which needs a lot of treatment stages and treatment phases to be drinkable water.
Right.
So even the Nile water is not an affordable solution for us now.
So you think we need other solutions or other sources for water in the future?
That's why we thought about the seawater. We have two seas, the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, and we want to use them in a useful way.
Yes.
Besides, there are a lot of remote areas and rural places which have no access to water. That's why we were thinking of desalination of seawater, so that it become healthy, drinkable, fresh and pure for people there.
But wouldn't that be more costly, more expensive and harder to be doing with the sea water and not the Nile waters?
They are facing now extreme risk for finding an access to solution for water.
Yes.
They have no solutions. They have no access for the Nile, even though they pay a lot for reaching the Nile water there.
Right. Tell me a little bit about the use of solar energy within the application, and also we're also interested to know how many liters can actually be produced from this project.
And recently we produced 1,500 liters per day, which is sufficient for a group or a small community of people for drinking and for daily use, or even for agriculture. And we are making some R&Ds and enhancement over the unit so that it can produce over than 2 meter cubes. And we are looking forward producing 500 meter cubes per day, which is sufficient for 2,000 people per day for daily uses, agriculture, and for drink and for everything. About the solar equipment, the unit is totally standalone system. It's fully automated. It doesn't need any access for solar power. It's, for any alternative powers, it's all operated by solar energy only.
But what are the steps of your project, of your graduation project, that you been through until achieving such a device?
The first, we worked on a small station, a very small station, producing only 32 liters per day, and that was very small. It's not sufficient for even 2 or 3 persons. And then we made many enhancements, and we tried to make it better and make it sufficient for a lot of people until we reached 1,500 liters per day.
Right. Well, originally, most solar energy projects are quite expensive. How did you make your one cost effective, and how do you think it can be applied in the real world, if you will?
It's really cost expensive now, but many researches are being done, and many things are being hold now, so that we can reduce the cost. And it's not expensive compared with the large stations operated by diesel oil. If you are comparing diesel oil and the inflation of the prices there and solar energy, so it's so much sufficient to use solar energy instead.
But what about the government? Did they send maybe a delegation or someone to see your project and maybe apply it in the future on a bigger scale? Or
no,
bigger?
Not yet.
So what are you going to be doing with the project? Are you going to be going to maybe a conference outside of Egypt?
Actually, we are trying to make a company producing units, several units of this project, but it's still a startup company.
Right.
We have taken some steps for registrations and things like that. And actually, we have 2 prototypes now, and we have 2 demos. We are using them in 2 different places and 2 different locations in Egypt, and they are doing good.
People must be interested as to where your project would be most effective. In which regions of Egypt do you think, or is it something that spans the country as a whole?
Actually, my target market, or the people who will benefit from my project, from all the coastal cities, all the coastal compounds, all the people who are subjected to the sea and they don't even find a source for fresh water. Besides the Red Sea side, it's full of places that the water doesn't reach there.
Right.
It was so much sorry to know this. They are suffering from not finding fresh water source over there.
Right.
Besides a lot of rural areas and remote places. Even my project is better for yachts and boats. It can work there.
But could it be used on a personal level? Maybe just a family, one family would be buying
Yes,
the
of course.
device and would be...
If it's living by the sea, it's sure
Yes.
sufficient for them.
But would it be expensive for a family?
No, it won't be expensive compared to the price of mineral water. For example, for instance, if we are comparing it to the mineral waters, it's not expensive at all.
What about maintenance? Because that's usually a problem.
Yeah, maintenance, we have to do maintenance every 18 months, but it doesn't cost so much. It's only 700 pounds, which is nothing every 18 months.
But people in Egypt here do not use usually solar energy, and especially students do not think about using solar energy in their projects or in their fields upon graduation. Why did you think of using that, and do you think that we are misusing solar energy here in Egypt?
Actually, Egypt is located in the Sun Belt, and we all know this, that Egypt is one of the best countries located in the Sun Belt, and we have to make use and spread the awareness and the culture of using solar energy in Egypt because it's a very fair solution for the network and electric grid problems here in Egypt nowadays. We have to expand this, we have to focus on this, we have to encourage people to use solar energy more. That's why we're trying to spread the awareness of this.
Right. How are you doing that? How are you spreading this awareness?
By showing them that comparing prices, it's for solar energy. If you are comparing prices for solar energy, it's environmentally friendly, it doesn't need any diesel oil, and the price inflation for diesel, a lot of things, it's for solar energy.
So what are your coming projects or your coming
Actually, we are now working
ideas?
on, we made seawater desalination, we are thinking of brackish water treatment. I just mentioned that Nile water now is just brackish water anymore. Brackish water treatment and water pumping. There are a lot of places on the railroads and a lot of places where the agriculture exists. They are using water from wells and they are digging holes for this, and we are trying to make all of this works by solar energy.
Okay. What other, I mean, you know, out of the top of your head, what other projects do you think, how else can the average Egyptian benefit from solar energy? And do you think that the government should start providing it at a cheaper price so that, you know, to solve the energy crisis in the country?
I just think that the government should encourage using solar energy by putting it on grid. Because all of this we are working off grid. I guess just once we reach it to be on grid, it will be more beneficial.
But when can we expect such a device to be within the hands or grasp of any Egyptian?
Recently we have 2 clients, and their project is working in 2 different locations, in Mosslama and in Ras Shaitan. This is a place near Nuweiba, and it's working good, it's affordable for all people there, it's doing well.
Well, we're very happy that you're doing well, and thank you very much for coming in today. Dina Mosslama, Faculty of Engineering at Halwan University. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you very much, and now it's time to go out for a quick break, so stay tuned with my crews.